Hello, friends. I seem to be stuck on a theme this week. I promise I'm not stuck. It just looks like it. This is my third beach scene of the week, and also painting indoors. It's crazy. I never paint indoors. That's not true, but I rarely paint indoors. This week I've done 4 paintings inside. It's crazy. A whole lot of factors brought to bear to create that unusual circumstance. Be that as it may, this is a painting I started several days ago. I actually broadcasted part of it, but then had such bad connectivity that I couldn't continue to broadcast. So, back to a project I started, as I said, several days ago. This is from a photograph I took on Ocracoke Island last September, when I and several of my good friends were painting for a week on Ocracoke, and had a great time. And I did one painting of this subject matter already, and the other day as I was going through my photographs on my computer looking for, you know, what to paint, what talks to me, what looks like fun to paint, and just like, oh, I think I'd like to do another one of that view. No real danger of repeating a painting, because every painting is such a different journey. So I did several layers, typical of my technique, several layers of course, acrylic on this. And I'm happy. And then yesterday I did glazes, so everything on here is already dry. I'm happy to say that the underpainting left me in a very good position of, you know, almost finished painting. So I don't have to do much. I don't have to do too much in this layer to finish. One of my challenges when I do skies is I really like skies. That is to say, you know, I'm the kid in the car that says, "Wow, look at that sky." My wife sort of gets tired of me saying, "Wow, look at that sky." And I'm good at drawing realistic skies. The challenge is to not get sucked into rigorous painting, rigorous realism. The challenge is not to succumb to the temptation to do realistic clouds. That's not the goal. The goal is to do brush marks that accidentally look like clouds. Does that make sense? And one of my solutions to that conundrum is to paint in layers and layers and layers. Because I paint everything in layers and layers and layers, but especially things like water and sky. Water, sky, fire, you know, ephemeral objects. Let me step aside here and see if I like how that's going. Okay. I can fuzz this in a little bit right here. So what, beach paintings are notoriously boring. I mean, ridiculously boring. Sky, water, sand. So the challenge is to try to find some different way to make it interesting. So what I've done here is it's the weather. It's all about the weather that makes this, I hope, interesting. The weather, and in this case, the way the water cuts into the sand. I don't know if you can even, I guess you can see that more or less. Yeah. Here's one of the photographs I'm working from. There you go. So high tide, I believe that would be where the water is coming way up on the sand. I'm using a soft brush here, soft bristle, just smushing, scumbling instead of the normal. This is a normal filbert, large filbert bristle brush. Just a little bit more there at the horizon, and I think I'll be done at least for now then with the sky. Distant rain, see that? Yeah. A little drama in the sky. I just decided to intensify that cloud just a little bit. And then I'm going to have some reflection of that cloud down here. Okay? More reflection right here. Okay, that's enough for now. Now I'm going to graduate to the sand. And I just did some sand, of course, in my last beach painting, and discovered it worked better to go from dark to light instead of light to dark, even though my intuition would say I'd rather start at the top and work down. Dark's the principle, darks first, lights last, would dictate the opposite, and I'm actually going to go with that right now. Needs to be a little bit darker. Yep. A little more oxide red and ultraviolet blue, make a nice neutral brown, and then some yellow ochre to darken that. Let's see how that looks. No, that's too light, sorry. Just too, I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to try to match the darkest. I'm going to start with a color sand that I think ought to be right about here. Yep. Okay, now it's time to look at the photograph and discern what this interface between sand and water actually looks like. In other words, I don't want to be painting out of my filing cabinet. Anybody who's watching who's ever been to one of my drawing classes, you know what I mean by filing cabinet. It's the file we all have of objects in the world that we've seen, that we've reduced to a real simple, super simple iconographic survival symbol. So we don't have to think about the object our eyes are looking at. That's why, okay, now I'm into it. That's why people can't see what their eyes are pointed at, because they spent their whole life streamlining their seeing of the world so that they don't have to work at seeing. They turn everything, it's to keep us alive, we turn everything in our visual field into a super simple icon, not a realistic representation of what we're actually seeing.
I know. Oh, we went the wrong way. Okay, it's this way.
You can come this way. You have to see man at work.
I would love to watch that sometime.
And you're welcome to. You're more than, I'm serious. I hate that I'm having to paint, but this painting's due tomorrow morning. And I don't want to stay up till 2 a.m. So, and I love company. I absolutely love company. So Lana, if you want to come back and visit while I paint, I'd be delighted. I'm serious as I can be.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never actually seen your paintings. I just knew that you...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, funny. Well, here's a bunch of them.
No, we're going to go find the bathroom. Okay, buddy? This way. We're going to go this way.
Okay. By the way, we have a house full of guests tonight.
Somebody in there? Oh,
At the moment, but a dozen people here and more on the way. So there will be a super abundance of noise going on. I pretty much guarantee you. I don't know if I like that going all the way to the edge or not. I don't think so. Yeah, that's nice. Anybody? I'm broadcasting on YouTube. Nobody's watching at the moment, but they will watch later.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
Asa, this way, sweetheart.
I married a girl from North Carolina. I grew up in the Midwest, and I really didn't know about North Carolina beaches until I moved here. You know, I thought of Florida beaches, California beaches, which they don't really have that many beaches. I'm sorry, Huntington Beach, yeah, no, whatever. But the East Coast has these broad, sandy, classic, windswept beaches. And we've learned to enjoy them quite much. My wife loves the beach. Summer isn't summer if we don't get a decent little trip to the beach in there somewhere. This I have learned about my wife. Yeah, looks like a beach. Mixing up a yet a lighter color. Again. Again, the trick of good painting is not to hunker down, bear down, get your small brushes, and render the heck out of a thing. And
what's he painting?
Can you tell? Come and tell me. You tell me what I'm painting. What am I painting?
Okay, don't touch it though, okay, sweetheart? Oh, yeah, isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
What's he painting? What does
Have
that
you ever
look
been
like
to the
you?
beach, buddy?
Mm-mm. And I've never been there, but
Oh,
we did go there yesterday
once? Yeah, yesterday.
It was cold there.
It was?
Yep.
You went to a big day on the beach and it was cold? That
It was in
happens
February.
sometimes. That does happen sometimes.
What's that?
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I'm not worried about things being broken, but he will get himself covered with paint.
Do you use acrylics or do you use...
I do indeed, but these are oils.
Oh, okay.
Clearly these are oils. If these were acrylics, they'd all be dry in 5 minutes.
Yes, true.
Yeah, so those are obviously oils. But my paintings are almost all acrylic underneath and oil on top, as is this.
Oh.
So I'm past the acrylic stage.
Is it because of
well
the sheen
into
of it and like the
No,
smoothness?
it's
or-
because acrylics dry fast, so they're good for certain things, namely slapping down layer of transparent color.
Uh-huh.
Transparent is important in that sense. And they dry fast, so you can slap it down quickly. But then oils are good because they don't dry fast. So you can manipulate them, squish them, smoosh them, squish them, smooth them, move them, and so on and so on and so on and so forth. Plus oils are just and they're easy
Yeah.
compared to acrylics.
Huh. I've never painted with oils, so...
Have you painted with acrylics?
Yeah.
You're like a lot of people. You think, well, it's water-based, so it must be easy. Right? It's closer to what you did in as a child, which is watercolors.
Uh-huh.
So acrylics sound easy. Right.
Yeah.
Typical. 99, but you're completely wrong. Oils what's easy. But that's all right, you don't have to paint with oils. You
I'm going to take a class one day.
can, yeah,
Like an
good.
oil class. Yes.
Oils are easy, well, precisely because you can change your mind. And they go on, of course, a little different. So the adjustment, I mean, if you've been painting in acrylics and you go to paint in oil, I guess that you might, first painting, you might say, this is not easy. Although I did, very first oil painting I ever did, said, why did anybody tell me this was so easy? Yeah, getting there.
Well, I really want to get into more abstract. Like,
Do
I was
ya?
looking at the ones in your bathroom, and I was like, that's
Yeah.
totally what I'm looking for.
Really?
Something like that.
Yeah.
yes. And so, do you do the same thing with them? Acrylic on the
I do
bottom
normally.
with layers,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
do some oil. On the top?
Exactly. Yep.
So this is due tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, and that one is soaking wet. I just finished that right before I jumped in the pool to try to clean it before you all got here. And these are paintings. All except one. Finished them all this week. One of those is an old one from the attic. But
So you've been
yesterday.
this has been your profession for
Oh yes.
a long time, right?
Yeah, 14 years.
Okay.
I did a lot of things in between, before, not in between. Before I was an illustrator for many years. So the difference there is you draw, you do what people tell you to do, what ad agencies and publications and large corporations and so on. They say we needed a picture of an elephant skydiving out of an airplane, and,
Oh.
you know, and our CEO, whatever, driving the plane. Okay, yes sir, tomorrow, if not today. So that's what it's like to be an illustrator.
Okay.
I did that for many years. And still do some of that. Okay, this is a good time for me to pause. You people, thanks for watching. If you like this, share this with your friends. Hit subscribe, and I'll be doing more teaching, maybe tonight. Certainly tomorrow. I'm painting on location tomorrow in Fuquay, Varina, North Carolina. Hope to see you then. Bye.